Welcome back to the Lift live here on Aspen 82. We are celebrating all things USA Pro Challenge. We're welcomed now by Chip Chilson and Ed Harrold with the Aspen Sport Performance. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Happy US Pro Challenge Day.
Yeah, it's a fantastic
Beautiful
day for
day.
it, isn't it?
We want to hear all about what you've been up to. Before that, though, Adam, I want to check in and see what's going on with the racers. We've got our app open, and we're going to give you up-to-date racing moments.
And you can check all this for yourself on Tour Tracker. But if you want to know, right now we have about 11 riders broken away from the pack, about 46 miles to go. Top of the pass to town is about 20 miles, so that leaves them about 20 miles from the top of the pass on the east side, which is just outside of Twin Lakes. So not climbing the pass yet, but not in Twin Lakes either, so on that windy road. The peloton is about 3 minutes and 30 seconds behind the 11 riders, and I'm sure they're going to be closing that gap. And Aaron, I'll let you get right back to the interview.
Absolutely. More to come on the race. Ed, Chip, I want to talk to you about Aspen Sport Performance. Obviously, you've been working with all kinds of athletes throughout your career. First off, I'd like to say, Ed, how would you mentally prepare one of these cyclists who are on the race course right now?
Yeah, well, I would look at first teaching them how to control their breath and knowing that their respiration rate controls their heart rate and trying to have lower heart rates with more wattage over a period of time with sustainable energy. Metabolizing fat instead of sugar is going to give them the energy they need for the last few miles to really blow it wide open.
Ed, I know you're a huge proponent of inhaling solely through the nose. Would you say that's correct?
I think that's the most optimal way to breathe as a human being.
I tried to do that. I heard that advice, and I was trying to do that when I was cranking up the bells or whatever. It's really hard to do, to breathe solely through the nose. You just feel like you're not quite getting enough air.
Well, it takes a little bit of preparation and practice. You know, if you're looking to really inhale through your nose, first practice exhaling longer through your nose so there's a recoil of suction that takes place in the lungs so that you can expand the lungs to their full 5-quart capacity. But above all, be patient with it.
I'm a mouth breather, Aaron.
Yeah, my father taught me at a young age when I was running to try to breathe through the nose. It's easier said than done. You've really got to think about it.
It's very difficult, but it's well worth the investment.
Absolutely. And Chip, tell us about your involvement with Aspen Sport Performance. Obviously, you're a biker yourself. Give us a little bit of your background.
Well, years ago, I started working for Chris Carmichael up at the Aspen Club, and kind of evolved into my own business and the coaching business. So we work with, great professors in the area of science like Ed Harrold, and I do a big camp in Moab with Bob Roll from the Tour de France. So we bring in a bunch of specialists. We bring in 20 pro athletes to help coach in mountain bike, road bike. You don't even have to be a biker anymore. We do a healthy living and lifestyle event just on how to live a good life and be healthier. But we brought in Ed last year with Bill Frabbercini and Dr. Donald Corman from the Vail Stebbin Institute to do a whole breathing, core, back stretching program that was just amazing. And
thank you.
Forget cycling. It's a huge engagement for everybody's personal life to just help you be a little bit more aware and live healthier. It's great.
This has got to be one of the most active cycling communities in the whole world for a town this size.
It's stunning. I mean, that's what Colorado is all about, is what I call QOL, quality of life, and Aspen kind of embodies that whole thing. It's really kind of the guru center of athletics here. There's so many great people like Ed.
QOL, I like that term, quality of life. How do you think the QOL of the Peloton's doing right now?
They are so happy right now. They're all breathing through their nose.
They're all breathing through their nose, mindful cycling.
Really
Exactly.
happy? Happy would be the word, you think? Not tortured beyond belief?
Yeah, I think they're taking Ed's mindful strategies into account right now, and the guys off the front are breathing a little bit healthier than the guys in the back.
And Ed, you mentioned, and Chip, obviously, with the camps and the training that you do, how important it is to stay properly fueled and properly hydrated. Obviously, these racers, I mean, they're the best in the world. They've got it down almost to a T. But how important is it, even for us amateur cyclists, to make sure that we're staying properly fueled when we're on the track?
It's 90% of any event now is proper feeding and fueling. Drinking, hydrating, taking in about 250 calories per hour is essential. You can even come into an event undertrained, but if you have the feeding and fueling down properly, you will be probably one of the stronger ones across the finish line.
Now, that's 250 calories an hour just for a recreational rider, just going for a ride?
Yeah, that includes sweat rate loss, which is about a water bottle and a half of, a glucose solution and maybe a Cliff Bar, something like that. That's 250 calories per hour. But that's important. You got to keep the system fueled. It's like putting fuel in your car. You don't want to leave it sputtering across the line.
The great part about the water is that it keeps your adrenal glands cool. And when your adrenal glands are cool, you can secrete more cortisol, more energy, more glycogen with a lower heart rate. So keeping that water coming in, keeping the adrenal glands cool, you're going to have a longer, sustainable flow of energy than your opponent.
Aaron, I never drink enough water.
I know. You've got to remind yourself up here at altitude to do that. Yeah. Ed, Chip, so wonderful to have both of you on. I look forward to seeing you at the Aspen Club.
Thank you both very much for having us.
Yes, we'll see you next time. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Aspen 82. Don't go away.